Hey, what's up, guys? And today we're going to be reviewing the Lego Disney Up set. This is a very interesting one, and I believe very well deserving of the praise that I'm about to give it. But anyway, let's jump right into the review. First, we're going to start with the build, and then we'll move on to the minifigures. Okay, so figures aside, let's take a look at the build. So first off, I just want to admire the side build here. I think it's very good that they included it. It is simply a grass plate with balloons attached to it, resembling the front property of his fence where, he's inflating the balloons or whatever, and then you got the mailbox. Sadly, they did not even include a sticker or a print to go on the sides from the handprints that they left behind on the mailbox. So that's kind of disappointing. But other than that, I mean, it's good. I'm glad they included it. And just an extra little thing to have to the set, so that is good. Now let's have a little bit of a look at the exterior here. So what we have is just a nice front design. I gotta say, the way they made the front of the house look, like, super good to me. I love the bright colors and everything. The shaping is phenomenal. And of course, you just got your windows, your roof, that's about it as far as, there's the hose thing right there, but there's not really much else to consider here. There's one part though here, I'll show you. So they included the door here with the multiple locks that he has, obviously, because he has a lot of locks in the movie as a little joke. And there's a doorbell right here. As you can see, that little gray stud. So that's cool inclusion, I do gotta say, I don't know why, I've always been impressed how they were able to integrate this, like, sloped brick into a slanted roof. I don't know. I was kind of impressed by that. That's just me talking, though. Probably not. But anyway, that's about as far as it goes. We're going to move on to the top of the house, and we have the chicken right here, which is simply just the rooster that sits up there, points north, south, east, west, and later is used to kind of control in what direction the house will fly. And, of course, we got the balloons, the thing that makes the house fly. Now, it is kind of underwhelming how many balloons are here. Like, you would want more, but I get Lego has a budget, and they can't put a certain amount. And if they wanted to make the house a decent build, they had to give this, a smaller amount of balloons. They couldn't have this much. This is too much, obviously, so I let them slide on that. That's kind of hard to make a thing like this. I gotta say, I broke the balloon things a while ago, so I honestly probably have these on pretty wrong. In fact, this one looks very crooked. It's not looking good at all right now. And this one's falling out. So yeah, these balloons, I need to fix them sometime. I forgot how to rebuild them, and I need to go back to the instructions. But for now, oof, this is what they look like. So anyway, we're going to set the balloons aside there. But, for what the balloons are, I'll take it. That's not bad. And so here we have the interior. And let me say, there's a lot of stuff in here, too. So what they could fit in a tiny space. So there's a little picture of a bird in there. I don't know if that was in the movie. I'm pretty sure it was, though, because they have pretty good attention to detail when it comes to that stuff. There is a table with a little plant here. And then a nice little clock right here. I'm not sure what this white thing is for. Actually, that's probably a vent, isn't it? Yeah. And so we go in the living room here, and we have a picture of Swallow Falls. Really nice. What? I called it Swallow Falls. I'm thinking of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Oh my goodness. I'm so stupid. Anyway, so here we have Paradise Falls with the house on top of it, just as they imagined. It's very beautiful. Comes this little bird, this chimney part, no balloons in the chimney or balloon strings like you think, but, not the end of the world. And there's a little compass right here next to the bird. It's kind of hard to see if I try and dig it out of there. And then there's an older picture of Ellie right there. There is Carl's chair in this little corner, pretty neat. There's a picture of their marriage right here. I gotta say, I'm impressed by how many pictures are in this set. Then there's a picture of Ellie when she was younger. And then just another random picture, I suppose, was from the movie. And we got a record player right here, which creatively uses a coal miner's hat as, like, the back of the disc thing. So that's pretty neat. I'll put that back on later. And then one of the things I really like in here is they have this neat little thing, is the Paradise Falls jug. It's a printed piece. What they store all their coins in, basically. Oh, there's the coins in the back. Yep, see? And of course, you know, the movie, they have to keep breaking that, and they can't really spend the money. But anyway, moving on, we have the next upstairs area, where we have a picture of Ellie riding her bike when she was younger, and we have Carl's bed. Nice little bed build there. You just lay him on there. And then we have the TV with the screen on it from the movie where he was watching the film in the movie theater. So we'll take that out there. And this one, this little spot, has an interesting little secret. So you go in here into this little tote in the top right there, and you will find we have My Adventure Book. And it all it has is a Once Upon a Time thing, a common printed Lego piece, not new or anything, but it's still cool. And they gave us the sticker so you can have his adventure book and go on and give it to Carl and relive those memories. So anyway, I think that's about all for the build that we have to see here. So let's move on to the minifigures. Alrighty, first up for the review, we are going to do Carl. And he is a pretty good minifigure here, I gotta say. They did a good job on him. He's got dark gray mid-legs, and of course, his cane, which does not have the tennis balls on the bottom, but I get it because it's hard to make on tinier pieces. So, just a nice little cane there for him to walk with. And he's got his usual outfit with the pants very high up over his stomach. I think that's kind of funny, but a good print. And he's got his grape soda Ellie badge pin right there on his jacket. So just a great detail. I really like that. Looks good. Some just nice back printing, you know, just button up and everything. Nothing crazy. And they got this white swooped over hair with this wrinkly, bushy eyebrowed face. And I think they did pretty good. I gotta say, when people see Carl from up, they usually think about his big nose. You know, he had such a huge nose. But I think they did pretty good with, like, making his likeness without having to print his nose, since they don't do that on minifigures, you know? So he's got this angry, like, more upset expression on one side, and then he's got this nice smile on the other. So yeah, there we go. So that is good. That's about it for this figure, but honestly, pretty good. No arm printing or leg printing, but honestly, it wasn't really needed for this figure. So let's move on to the next one. And here comes Russell. And wow, he's a very detailed minifigure compared to Carl over there. But he's got a lot going on here, like a lot. So let's dive into it. So first of all, let's acknowledge his backpack, where he comes with all of his stuff. I love how they had the fork and the pan and the little trumpet and binoculars and mug. Like, they really went above and beyond to put detail on his backpack. So I think that's really neat how they did that, and definitely resembles what he has in the movie and everything. So let's take a look at his back print, of course, without this piece here, so you get a better look at it, of course. And then let's put his head back on here. Aha, okay. So we got this nice torso print with all those big badges that he has on his chest. Although he is missing one in the center, as you could see, like in the movie where he says he's missing his one last wilderness survival patch. And then, of course, he's got these nice light yellow and tan dual-molded arms, which look really good on him, honestly. I really like the way that looks. He's got this nice back print, very simplistic, but it looks good. And then he's got this face print. One thing I like about this minifigure is everything on him is exclusive except for the hands, obviously. So, and maybe this hat piece isn't, but in this color and tone, it definitely is. So we got this face on one side, just a cheery kind of face, you know, and a nice toothy smile on this side of his face. So it looks good. I gotta say, I love the hair and hat molded piece together. This looks so good for him. Like, I think it really works. And I gotta say, I think it's amazing how Lego, like, no offense to the character or anything, obviously, you know, but it's kind of hard to make bigger people into Lego figures, you know, like chubbier people, because you just can't make their torsos or legs any bigger than regular Lego minifigures. So you have to focus on the detail of the face, and I love how they gave him that little double chin just right there on the bottom there. It just looks really good, and it's amazing how they can take away a nose and keep them at the same size, but still kind of keep that character integrated like that into Lego form. And then, of course, we just have these nice tri-molded legs, where we have brown on the top, tan in the middle, and brown on the bottom. Nice, like triple molded color. It looks super great here. I love it a lot. This is just a super detailed minifigure overall, and yeah, I just can't help but love the figure. You know, he's great. And the last figure that comes in this set is Doug, and he is his own special mold. Now, I do gotta say, he looks really good here. He's got his collar where he can speak through and everything. Just a good mold, really, in general. I love how they like made the shaping for him, and standing next to a regular minifigure, he's like pretty good size, honestly. I like that. And he's stuck in a sitting down position. It's whatever, I don't care. It looks good. I do feel like this color is a little too like light tan for him. You know, like it could be a little bit darker, since he's almost trying to resemble some kind of golden retriever breed. But I can't really complain anything else about it. I mean, come on. He's Doug. He looks awesome. You know, this is a great figure. So, great inclusion in the set, and I really like this one. So, that's our last figure for the set. Alright guys, well that about wraps up the review for this video. Thank you so much for watching if you stuck around to the end of the video, and I definitely recommend picking up this set. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and have a good day.